Hi there, I'm Chris Shaw from Hanna Instruments UK, and I'm just going to walk you through our new HI-97790 chlorine photometer. The meter reads 0 to 5 milligrams per litre as free in total chlorine, using liquid reagents A, B and C. It's got a large battery capacity and an easy to change battery function here, which doesn't require screwdrivers and takes 3 AA batteries. The meter is great because we can go from 0 to free chlorine to total chlorine and then backwards and forwards between all the different functions if we require. So once we've performed the 0 function, we can perform as many free chlorine or total chlorine tests as we like, interchangeably. One great thing about this meter is the changeable timer. We do recommend you keep to the 1 minute wait time for free chlorine and 1 minute wait time for total chlorine, but it is changeable dependent on your SOP. So we just go to the settings, then set up, and then you have the option to change the free chlorine timer or the total chlorine timer. So as an example, we could change the free chlorine timer to 30 seconds. So we'd press modify, edit the 1 minute down to 0 minutes, and then edit the seconds up to 30 seconds. And come back to the settings menu, and then we can change the total chlorine timer. For instance, we might want to change that to 1 minute and 30 seconds. We press modify, we leave 1 minute, and we edit the seconds, increase to 30. Accept, and come back. The great thing about changing the timer function is that you can set the timer running and know that the result was taken at the end of the timer. You don't need to get a watch or a phone out for the timer countdown. So here's how we run through a chlorine test. First, we take our sample, the 0 vial, place that in the photometer and press 0. Next, we add to a separate vial 3 drops of chlorine reagent A. 1, 2, 3. And 3 drops of chlorine reagent B. 1, 2, 3. We add our sample over this vial. And invert 3 times. Wipe the vial and place this in the photometer. Check for the notch alignment of the vial and press free chlorine. Now we have our free chlorine result, but we can also take a second result by pressing the free chlorine button again, and this time we can press it a 3rd time to skip the timer. For a total chlorine result, we remove the vial, remove the cap, and add 1 drop of DPD reagent C. Again, we cap the vial, invert 3 times, and wipe it dry again. And that goes in the photometer. Check the notch alignment and press the total chlorine button. So that's our total chlorine result, and again we can press the total chlorine button and again skip the timer by pressing the button 1 more time. So we can get multiple results in total chlorine. At this point we can repeat any measurement, a 0, a free chlorine or a total chlorine measurement, as long as you know you're using the right vial. So that vial wouldn't be suitable for a 0 or a free chlorine measurement, but you could run a whole new test from scratch. Another great function of the meter is the tutorial mode, which we can turn on and off in the settings menu with a tick box. When the tutorial mode is on, then the front screen will only have the measure button, and when we press that measure button, there'll be a 24-stage tutorial process that we work our way through. So step 1 tells us to fill the cuvette to the 10 ml mark with sample, and we press next and it goes to step 2, replace the cap and wipe the cuvette clean. And we can always go back with previous, but we go forwards with next, insert cuvette and check the notch alignment. If you're used to the test, then you may want to turn the tutorial mode off, or leaving it on, you can skip through the steps incredibly quickly just by pressing next continuously. Another great feature of this meter, along with all of our 977 meters, is the cal check function. So if we go to the settings and click on cal check/calibration and press select, the meter currently has a tick and says passed and has the number that we had on the last calibration check. It also has the time and date stamp there. But we can press check. We can edit the certificate value that would come with the vials. Press next. Insert the A vial, check notch alignment and press next. And then we insert the B vial, check the notch alignment and press next. And now the meter has been verified. The meter also has a log recall function. So within the settings again, we go down to log recall, press select, and we can look over the last up to 50 stored bits of memory there. So we've got a T or an F, depending on whether it was a total or a free chlorine result. We can scroll down where it shows the date and the numerical value that we recorded at that time. But if we scroll down and press info, we can get a deeper dive into that. So it will give us the time and the date stamp, the number, and again whether it was a free or total chlorine result. That's the overview of the HI-97790 chlorine photometer. If you have any questions or want to learn more, please reach out to us at Hanna Instruments UK.